How can you build your social currency and influence online? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome. Okay, here's the question.
You serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it up.
What up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to your daily dose of 30-minute social media marketing learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you, well, that, my friend, is infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling out with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with yet another daily success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up that damn game, right? Because we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards goal every single day. Now, once again, before we kick this off, I want to make sure you're getting the value, right? And you're telling the podcast platforms that you are getting the value. And you do that by going down there, hitting that subscribe button, leaving us a 5-star rating, and dropping us some kind words in the reviews. Heck, go ahead and ask a question in the reviews. That's a great way to get new content inserted into the podcast. I read every single one of the reviews and alter accordingly. And also these subscribed ratings reviews, they tell those podcast platforms out there to lift us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. And hey, did you catch the live yesterday, right? We were talking about why you should be pursuing your dreams despite the fear. Previously, I had been taking those lives and then dropping them here in the podcast. Starting this week, I've been just leaving the lives as, I'll call it extra content, premium content for the Dark Horse Tribe over at the Facebook group. So if you want to catch those lives, the one we did on Tuesday was about reasons why everyone needs a coach, kind of coming off the great interview episode with Lois Kofi. And then, of course, like I just mentioned, why you need to keep after your dreams despite the fear we did yesterday. The other one was done on Tuesday. So you want to catch those lives. Well, there will be replays now. Go into the Facebook group. There'll be a link down in the show notes. You can go to darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe. That'll take you straight there. Or you can go into Facebook and go in that search bar and type Dark Horse Tribe. You should see us right there at the top. All right. So social media, right? We're all into it at one level or another. Some of us are on many, many platforms. Some of us are on all of them. Some of us are on a select few. But I think we can all agree there's definitely a power in social media, especially in the way of being able to reach out to your core audience and your tribe and connect with them, right? You can build up a certain level of social currency, and then you can spend it getting folks to come into your sphere of influence, buy your products. Maybe you're trying to start a movement, and you can use that social media currency to help bring people into your movement and that are passionate about the same topics that you are and direct them in a direction. The folks out there, movements need leaders. And if you're the kind of person that's listening to this podcast, you could be that leader for your movement. But it takes time, right? And so I was trying to queue up some ideas to help you build your online currency, your social influence in 30 minutes per week, not per day, per week. So here's some tips I pulled together for you. The very first one is about keeping your accounts aligned. And this goes in branding, the visual aspect of it, as well as the naming. Because if you think about it, if you have your Facebook profile, there's that big banner across the top. You got your Twitter profile, again, another big banner across the top. If you go to your YouTube channel, big banner across the top. If people see different things on each one of these platforms, it's a bit incongruent. So you'll want to make sure these things are all aligned. If it's at all possible, and I think it is possible, make sure all your names are aligned. So if you're using your whole name, like I use Tracy Brickman, make sure that's the same there on Facebook, and it is on LinkedIn, and it is on, Twitter, now of course on YouTube. Well, YouTube is the same for me. And then if you're using your business name, right, keep it the same across the board. So when people go to look for you on a different platform, you're already there. And again, keep the messaging the same. Keep the branding the same. This should only take you about 15 minutes. And here's the cool thing. You only have to do it once. And here's a bonus tip for you. So most of the platforms, I know especially like Facebook and what have you, and Twitter, they will send a post out when you change that banner across the top of your Facebook profile. This is a great thing to do, and it sends it out to everyone that is following you, everyone that has is connected with you. So it's not like your normal post where only a few people get it, and then it gets liked and more people see it. This is one, well, at least at the time of this recording, when you change that banner up there, everyone sees it. So if you're getting ready to launch a course, have some sort of event, have something you want to announce, go in there and change your banner. But change it across all your platforms. So that, again, it's consistent. And then when it's over with, change it back. You can even use this to do periodic updates. So maybe you want to do something for Mom's Day, or 4th of July, or summertime, or fall, or Christmas and the holidays, and then back for New Year's. That way people get used to seeing those banner changes. And if you put some messaging in that banner to get your tribe to raise their hand, come pay attention to you, come join your Facebook group, come join your movement, whatever it is you have going, come listen to your podcast. Again, that would be probably about 15 minutes or so of you doing that and announcing that, again, once a quarter, once every couple of months, whichever it might be for you. The next piece of advice would be interact with people in your industry that you do not know, right? And this is all about getting into the conversation, starting a conversation, and giving attention. And we talked about this last week with Tom Antion. You got to give before you get. So get out there and give some attention before you ask for some attention, right? You can get out there and follow some hashtags related to your industry or movement or topic of your passion. Get out there and follow a few YouTube channels, Twitter accounts if you haven't already. And then when you're there, don't just silently consume. Interact with those in your industry, right? Raise your hand, answer questions, ask questions. Even if you don't know the people, let them know that they're doing a good job and they have your interest. Again, and get in there and ask some questions. And then contribute to the conversation. Add your spin, add your angle, add your knowledge. Obviously you want to do this in a friendly and cohesive manner so that you're engaging in the conversation and turning it, both ways. You can pretty much call this, it's like making friends, right? You get out there and you meet somebody and you ask them about themselves and you listen to them and then you engage in a conversation. You're just doing it online, right? Say something nice, be witty, ask them questions, get them conversing, and before you know it, you're kind of digitally hanging out, right? You're not selling a service. You're not asking for likes or comments or engagement boosts or all that. You're making a real connection. This is where things really start. And you can get in there and do this 5-10 minutes a day. Okay, 10 or 15 even, but I think it's 5 or 10 minutes a day to get some real good personal interaction going. All right, the next thing is something you've seen me doing since I started my podcast. And I was doing it before then, but the podcast really began to do it, is get out there and share your journey. Oh my God, Tracy, everybody's doing that. Oh, no, they're not. Maybe there's quite a few doing it inside your circle. I mean, it might seem like everyone under the sun is sharing their journey and trying to build a brand and it's too late to do it. You know what? There's a study that was done not too long ago. I want to say mid last year, maybe the early part of last year. that showed that on the online platforms, it's 90% passive consumers and 10% contributors. Be a contributor. And if you think about it, if only 10% of the folks are out there contributing, and based on the algorithms, not everybody that's in that followership of those 10% of contributors, they're not seeing everything. So there's a huge opportunity for you to step in, engage in the conversation, start growing your own audience, start growing your own tribe, and resonate with them by just being you. And you don't have to, get in front of a camera if you don't want to. I mean, Twitter is, you could be very contribute focused in tweets. You could use, PowerPoints if you want to go YouTube. But I would urge you to, go ahead, flip that camera on, stare that one-eyed cyclops in the face and share your message. Just get out there. You really don't have to overcomplicate the process. When I started doing more and more lives on Facebook, I did it while I was driving. All right, I'd get in my car, I'd flip on Facebook Live and click Go Live, and then while I was driving, I just started sharing thoughts, some sort of words of wisdom, some words of wit. I didn't overcomplicate the process. Did I always look good doing it? Well, okay, I looked good. No, I'm kidding. No, I didn't. There were times I looked at my face and I thought, good God, I have age spots and my hair is a little dirty today. Whatever it is, who cares? Most of the folks out there, they're listening to you and they're engaging with you. They're not staring down at how awesome or how bad your makeup is. They're listening to you and your message. So don't overcomplicate it. The first thing you want to do is find your format and then stick to it and give them the place to come see you repeatedly. For me, it came those Facebook Lives and the podcast, and they got those regularly. This can take you anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 minutes a day. If you're going to do it daily, if you want to do it every other day or once a week, again, still the same 30 seconds or 10 minutes. And I want to build off what I mentioned earlier about giving before you get. I think this is the next tips I want to leave you here is you're going to want to practice giving and not expect to get, right? Just get out there and give value, share content, drive people, motivate them, build your movement, whatever it is you're trying to get, just get out there and give one day after another. And you know what? Here's the cool thing. It doesn't always have to be about your movement, your podcast, your product, your service. Maybe one time you just pop on there and say, oh my God, I just stopped at this cutest little ice cream shop in this little downtown in the middle of nowhere and, met this great couple who run the place. You just share that kind of honest openness on your social media and let people connect with who you are and what you're doing. And then of course you're going to want to tag people that are, First, let's geotag the post so that those that are local can check it out. You want to tag the place that you're talking about, so maybe they'll get a little bit of a boost and they can send a shout out back your way. Hey, thanks so much, Tracy, for the shout out. We were seeing a bunch of folks come in as a result of that. We definitely appreciate you, right? This could be the start of something. They may reciprocate, they may not. The thing is, you're giving that value. You're putting it out there into the universe, and the universe has a great way of paying back tenfold. But I think in the end, don't get discouraged if you don't see a return immediately. I think you will eventually. The real return in the beginning is going to be sharing what you love, places you love, foods you love, things you love, people you love, right? And let your audience, your tribe, see you as this awesome, well-rounded, giving person. Remember, people connect with people, not just those polished, finely toned, edited images. This one, I don't know, probably another 30 seconds or 10 minutes, depending on how long you blab like I do. It could be more like 5-10 minutes, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, however often you want to do it. And here's a stealth tip for you. Make partnerships and join in some engagement groups. Over time, the platforms have altered their algorithms. I know way back when Instagram used to just show you stuff chronologically, and I think it was around 2016 they did an algorithm update and went from a chronological feed to favoring a feed of of best posts, right? Favored posts with the highest engagement, right? Some of the older platforms like Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, if you're on those, you're going to want to look at things like engagement pods. And these are just groups of folks that get together and they participate. They maybe have a common interest and they participate in each other's posts. So you'll go into this group and they'll have a common interest as you do, and you'll post something and they'll go and they'll like and they'll share and they'll comment on your post, and then you'll do the same with theirs. So these engagement groups help build that initial momentum to get your post up in the algorithms, to get exposed to more people that are on your friends list. Because this little trick really just kind of signals the algorithm to show your post to more people. And we all know how the algorithm works. They'll show your post to a number of people. And if you start getting likes and shares and comments, they'll show it to some more likes and shares and comments, right? Until the point where you stop getting those likes and shares and comments, and then it dwindles back off. So having a group of folks, that will, 15 or 20 of them that will get in there and give you some likes and some shares and some comments to get that algorithm going and get you exposed to more people. That's what you're going to be looking for. This can be an easy one. This is like 5 or 6 minutes, depending on the number of groups that you participate in. And you don't want to abuse this one. You don't want 87 people just all of a sudden start, commenting and posting on your stuff. So get out there into a group that really is aligned with who you are and what it is you're all about. All right, there's just a few tips that you can do. And some of those you may have known, some of those you may have not. But certainly with a little focused effort, you can really drive up your online influence and your social currency that you can use in exchange for, getting people to listen to you when you raise your hand, getting them to buy your products, whatever it is that might be on your agenda. But again, you're going to have to give in order to get. All right, so that wraps up another awesome week here at the Dark Horse HQ. And I know you want to keep getting all these great daily success tips, so make sure you go on down there. That's right, mash that subscribe button. Drop us a 5-star rating. Leave us some kind words in the reviews. Heck, ask a question and I'll turn it into a podcast episode and answer your question. In the end, these subscribe to ratings reviews, they tell those podcast platform algorithms to lift us up on those rankings. Remember we were talking about the engagement pods, right? You're my engagement pod. Lift me up in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like you. So please, if you're getting the value, take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. And then come on over to the Facebook group. All right, the link will be down there in the show notes. Go ahead and click that. That'll take you straight there. Or if you're in Facebook, you can go ahead and go to that search bar, type Dark Horse Tribe. You should see us right there at the top. Come on in, hang out with us, get to jam with us on a more personal level. All right, you get out there. You run your race. You get your results and come on into the group and let me hear about them. I want to celebrate with you. Until next week, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.